Leading our news tonight, yesterday a cyclone warning was issued by the Niue Meteorological Office after information received that a tropical depression identified had turned into a tropical cyclone which was named Cyril. As the coastal areas of the island were hammered by strong winds and high waves, residents scattered to install shutters to buildings most likely to be affected. With expected winds of 85 kilometers to 110 kilometers, a blue alert was issued by the Niue Disaster Council in warning of a cyclone close to Niue. However, as the evening progressed, so did the imminent dangers of strong wind and heavy rain, and the blue alert was cancelled early hours of this morning. Even though Niue was not directly hit by Cyclone Cyril, minor damages were still visible along some roads with fallen trees and branches and the burning effect of salt water on plants along the coast. The person who was charged and imprisoned for an alleged arson attack has today been released from jail into the care of a Alofi North resident. Lionel Tahan, who was arrested and jailed a couple of weeks ago for arson, was today released from jail. Niue police confirmed that the male person held in custody for the last 2 weeks was today released on strict bail conditions. This was a ruling by the Niue court at its hearing on the 27th of January 2012, where he had made an application for bail, which Niue police had opposed. Mr. Tahan will appear before the Niue High Court next month to answer a charge of arson. Bringing education into the 21st century is the aspiration of Niue's Education Department to provide quality education comparable to that of New Zealand standards. As the school year gets off to start this week, the Education Department has a new education program manager funded by NZ Aid. Alex Hattier has vast experience assisting education departments around the world and will be working with the department for the next 2 years. He says that the time has come to reconsider teaching methodologies and use of technology to improve education. We spoke with Mr. Hattier today about what is needed to boost the education system here on the island.
We need to upgrade the staffing both in terms of recruitment, that we bring in highly qualified and experienced teachers, and the teachers who have been here loyally for many years in our system, we need to help them upgrade their qualifications and give them every support. That goes to leadership as well. And when we have good teachers who can teach a range of subjects, we can think of introducing new subjects that are contextualized to the Niue environment and the needs of our people here. Also, many students may need to do subjects by correspondence school, but even then they need support. They need a teacher to back them up. Otherwise, they lose interest very fast and give up. We also need to make better use of technology. We're still with blackboards. We've just ordered 40 new whiteboards. Many Western schools have already scrapped whiteboards and are using interactive whiteboards now, that attach to computers and you can do all sorts of things with them. So we need to upgrade facilities. Even the actual physical environment of the classrooms, the desks, the chairs, it must be quite demotivating for many of the students to go in, especially if they've been to New Zealand or know what their cousins have got in New Zealand, to come in the classroom. We need to show that the school is an important place and learning is an important activity in their life and it's valued. And for that, you need to create the school climate and the atmosphere.
So in your opinion, is our education system on par with that of New Zealand?
It depends which school in New Zealand you're talking about. There's good schools and bad schools. I think we've got a lot going for us here. Despite all the difficulties I talked about before, which are due to being in a remote, small island community and often lack of funding, but not due to lack of goodwill. There's enormous expertise here, as was shown in the last week in the 2 days of Teacher Day we had, Education Week. There's an enormous range of expertise here, both inside the education profession and people outside who are support services or other stakeholders to the school, and we need to draw on that. So when you look at the ratio of highly educated, intelligent and people with goodwill to the general population, I think Niue is really blessed. I mean, we have very rich human resources. Let's use it.
Mr. Hetier says that the teaching methodology needs to be student-orientated to cater for different learning styles and hopes to see some improvements over the next 2 years. Another part of his role will be to provide professional development of senior management within the school structures. Suspected cases of parvovirus in canines has prompted a recently arrived expatriate and qualified veterinarian on the island to seek assistance from New Zealand for a vaccine for the deadly virus. Yesterday, Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries called on dog owners and village councils to advise of dog numbers for vaccination that will prevent the deadly virus and other dog ailments. The parvovirus attacks the gastrointestinal tract and immune system of puppies and dogs. Symptoms ranges from lethargy, loss of appetite, fever, vomiting, severe diarrhea, which is often bloody and will also cause the animal to die. Reports from the department, some dog owners have reported similar symptoms, but it is only suspected it could be parvovirus. The vaccination program is expected to start in March to April. And another group that has offered great assistance to the welfare of animals in the Pacific region, including Niue, is I4. They are expected to arrive back on the island in April to assist with some of the animals. Children's excitement for the start of the school year was short-lived as schools were closed yesterday, only hours after children were dropped off at school for the first day of the school term for 2012. A blue alert cyclone warning was issued, and the decision made by the Education Department was that both schools close early for safety reasons. Buses were called in to return students home. And on a normal start to the year, the schools would be filled with eager students, but today they look rather empty as schools remain closed, while the department ensured that all school facilities are ready following the extreme weather conditions experienced over the past 2 days. However, the Education Department says that schools will resume tomorrow and hope that students are ready for another year of academic achievements. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. We do hope that you can join us again for our next news bulletin on Thursday.